Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Matt, and it is finally Fiendish Friday. I am so happy to see each and every one of your faces. I hope you're all having a fantastic day thus far, and I hope you have a great weekend. Um, Today's movie is a great one. It's one that I've always loved and adored, and I am so happy to finally be doing a review for you guys on this one. And it's from 1985, and it stars Gulager, James Karen, Don Calfa, and Tom Matthews, and is directed by Dan O'Bannon. That is none other than Return of the Living Dead. Yes. This is the Scream Factory, the Scream Factory Collector's Edition with the slipcover and with the newly commissioned artwork here on the front. And then when you open it up here on the inside, I did the alternative, the original artwork right here, which is what I remember it most as. And you open her up, and it is two discs, both Blu-ray, no DVD, Blu-ray, DVD in here. They both have a copy of the film on it. The second disc, there's your alternative cover art there. The second disc does have the work print on it, which is the original cut of it before it got any kind of editing or anything of that nature. And to that print, I have only watched it once, and it is very interesting. It's not of a good quality. It's basically like a VHS dub, not very good at all. Uh, I really wished they cleaned it up and kept it on there because that would have been really awesome to see a cleaned up copy of it. I know that they did one, or there's a work print on the Sleepaway Camp 3 disc as well, which is awesome one. It is the one, it has the added gore that got cut out of the theatrical release for it, which is, it's always a bummer to hear that a bunch of gore gets cut on that. There's the awesome Tarman zombie. Can't go wrong with him. And we got James Karen here, and there's Tom Matthews, Don Calfa, and Mr. Gulager down here. Yes, and here's our zombie here that informs us that zombies, it hurts being dead, and that brains are the one thing that make the pain go away, almost like a drug. I'm guessing it gives them a euphoria that makes them overlook a lot of the aspects of being dead. Now, what is this one about? It's basically about, we got these two gentlemen that are working in the Unita Medical Supply Building in Louisville, Kentucky, and they are the young man. It is played by Tom Matthews. It is his first day. He is being trained by James Karen, and Frank is his name. We got Freddy and Frank. Um, Frank tells him about the drums that they have downstairs that are the filled with the gas that makes the bodies come to life, and that it is what the real deal happened with Night of the Living Dead. Um, and then so they go down there, tra la 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 la. They find it, clean it off, and Frank happens to hit it, and it cracks open. And next thing you know, the gas is released in their faces. Released, it goes out through the ventilation systems. And next thing you know, in the Unita Medical Supply Building, they have a lot of cadavers. They have cadavers. They have split dogs. They have butterflies. They have all kinds of these creatures that can come back to life. It's kind of creepy in ways, you know. And as this happens, it's only stays confined within the warehouse at that point. Um, they call Bert, who owns the medical supply place. Bert shows up. They have to take care of the cadaver that's in the freezer. they dismantle it, disembowel it, or dismember it. Dismember it, and they take it across the way to the Resurrection Cemetery's funeral home, where Don Calfa where Ernie is played by Don Calfa, which is it's kind of funny to think. I mean, it's not funny, but in the notes I wrote something about how he's his character is an escaped Nazi essentially. Like there's all this Nazi propaganda stuff there. There's a picture of Eva Braun. There's pictures of Hitler, and then he's got the dyed blonde hair. He speaks in German. He carries the same like Luger or Ruger or whatever it is, the same sidearm that what the Nazi officers would have carried. Very interesting that they put that backstory into him, and so they take this dismembered corpse over there, and they run it through the incinerator. That's where the mistake happens. When they run it through the incinerator, all the smoke of that runs down into the cemetery, reanimates all the corpses, and in the process, while it's reanimated all the corpses, Freddy has a group of friends that are waiting for him to get off. They were going to pick him up with his girlfriend and a few other friends. One played by the always awesome Linnea Quigley. I love her. You get to see her have two incredible scenes inside with this film with her. One where it essentially is her dancing naked on top of a tomb or a crypt. It's quite interesting, and it's one of those that it makes me giggle every single time. So they're waiting in the cemetery, actually. Why not? The cemetery is run down. It's trash. It's got trash everywhere. It's just not a pretty place, you know. And then, as that smoke goes down into the cemetery, it reanimates all the corpses, like I said. Then it's a fight for their lives. Half of them end up in the cemetery, and a few others end up in the medical supply place, where you get to meet the one of the coolest zombies ever, and that is the Tarman zombie, which that was this fella right here on the cover. He's very, very cool. I'm not gonna give you any more as far as what happens there. I will talk about, like, in the funeral home, they did board up. They did the whole board up the windows, lock the place down. The incinerator and embalming room has steel shutters and a steel door, so that is one thing that does help them with that. So they call a medical EMT group. They come to check on Freddy and Frank. Both of them are showing no signs of life. They other than they are walking and talk. They're laying there. They're talking. They're not breathing. No heartbeat. No nothing. And you know, it's a very interesting scene. And they are essentially dying, which I'm not going to give any more on to that. I will wrap that part of the story up, because I don't want to go too further in the story for those that have not seen this glory. I do highly, highly, highly suggest it. As far as like a technical. Oh, and by the way, the special features on this, like I said, it has the work print on there. The special features are packed to the gills. Some of the stories about Dan O'Bannon are just epic. I do highly suggest going through this thing with a fine-tooth comb and watch every little bit of it. Even the commentaries are awesome. I can't get enough of this film. This is one that I adore and watch probably 3 or 4 times a year. If something along those lines, I watch it a lot. It's love. It's pure love from me on this one. As far as what I would give it for any kind of ratings, on a technical side, it's polished pretty well. It's not. I don't see any like huge errors other than some plot holes. There are some gaping plot holes in it, like most films. There is. Uh, Other than that, there isn't really, as far as like camera angles go or anything good like that. There's nothing like surprising or something or anything that's going to change your life. Nothing extremely artistic or of that merit. Um, Now, as far as in any kind of entertainment side goes, this one is a solid 5. This is an extremely entertaining film. If you watch it by yourself or with a group of friends, it is always one that will come through, and it is a solid, solid, solid film. Every character you do get to see and kind of get to know them a little bit. There's no real backstory to them, but you draw they with what short time they have, they do make you feel sympathy towards these people because they are actually decent people. They're other than they're punkers, they're my kind of people. As far as what I would say anything else about this one, I'm going to leave it as is. I do highly suggest it. I'm going to leave right now. I hope you're having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. Whenever it is you're watching this, I hope you're having a great time. And then I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. All that great jazz. I love you, all of you. Love, love, love. And peace as always.